In the second video on solving linear equations, we're going to look at three a little bit more difficult problems and show the formal process of solving them. Here we have 2x plus 4 equals 18, which is probably something that you could solve in your head without any algebra or mathematical reasoning at all. I'm going to show you the formal process of doing this. It's really important that you show correct and complete working when solving a problem. There are a few reasons for doing this. If you make a mistake in your final answer and you don't have any working, then unfortunately you get nothing for that problem because your teacher or your marker doesn't know what you were thinking. If you show some working and you get it wrong, then at least you can get partial credit because your teacher can follow the working up to a certain step and they can see what you were thinking. It also really helps to show your working because when you go back over at the end of an exam, if you have time, you might be able to pick up on any errors that you have made. So when I do this here, I'm going to do one step at a time, and each step is going to be on a new line, and every single time my equal signs are going to be lined up vertically like that. So my first step, I'm going to get rid of the plus 4 by subtracting 4 from both sides. Remember that we get rid of addition before we get rid of multiplication. You don't have to write these in here. I'm doing that to show you what's actually going on, and it does help, and I do recommend it, but it's not like it's going to give you more marks. That then cancels out, so I'm left with 2x equals 14. Then I divide both sides by 2 to get rid of the multiplication. So I get x equals 7. Now, if you like, you can put that back into the original problem here, and we can see that 2 times 7 plus 4 does in fact give you 18. So you don't actually need to check this with your teacher or with the answers. You know that it's going to be right. You can always check your own work when solving problems. In this next problem, it's a little bit more difficult, of course, because we've got a negative in front of the x, and also we've got a division by 7. Now, it's important to note that this is actually the exact same as minus 2x plus 3, all in brackets, and then divided by 7. It's the exact same thing, we just don't write the brackets when we use this here as division. That means that I'm going to get rid of my divide by 7 first. So let's put a couple of equal signs in there. And what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 7. And that will cancel out here. And I'm left with minus 2x plus 3 equals 42. I'll then subtract both sides by 3. Cancel. Minus 2x equals 39. I'll need one more here. What I'm going to do is divide both sides by negative 2, which is the fastest way I could do something like this. And what happens there is that will cancel, and it leaves me with x equals 39 over negative 2 is just 39 divided by 2, but then you put a negative on it, so it will be negative 19.5. And the last one here, you'll notice that we have x on both sides, which initially makes the problem more difficult. But all that's happening over here on the right-hand side is x is being added to 8, or 8 is being added to x, and so there's just addition going on. So to undo that, I could just subtract both sides here by x. And that will actually cancel out with this part here.